Rejoining.
Thank you.
We'll probably have to get rid of all that, all the other stuff in here too. TV. And a clean house.
Can we talk about the flags before you start doing that?
Sure.
Okay. There are a lot of compositional reasons. We generally don't see that. Compositionally, when you see the video and we start playing with the shots, and I could show you.
Make sure it's in the right order, 'cause it's not.
Oh yeah, you could change the position, but you're going to want to move them around with seeing someone on camera. But this lays a lot better. It looks a lot better on camera. So I would, and you want to try it both ways, you can certainly do that. But I would have you make your decision looking at the conference monitor. Also,
Because the reality is, yeah.
I'm telling you, they're gonna want them.
Yeah,
They're gonna want them.
they're gonna want the flag
it's
spreaders.
something that you hear from your
Yep.
from your internal customers. From all of them, or from all of them?
The answer is yes. Very used to it.
Across the board.
Now,
Yeah,
in the
they-
past, we were trying to deal with it, is it, no one knows what this is.
Well, if you do that, one of the things that you'll see is, you see the person's head is right here. So once you have the flag,
It looks like I had the flags come out of their head.
you know, that's exactly.
Then can we do the spatial thing? Can we space it out a little bit more?
I think so, but it's something you'd want to make that decision this afternoon after, when Alvaro finishes his meeting and goes over these different pieces. I'm available to stay, you know, as long as you need me. We can address flag issues, we can talk about the different.
You have the choice to do what you want in relation to it, but I'm telling you right now, they're
They
not
want
the
the
flag
Okay,
spreaders. Yeah.
if that's,
So
you know what?
I'd rather have it spaced
Spaced
out
out,
a little bit
okay,
more,
that's fine.
where we don't have a, a head growing out
Right,
of this big
right, right.
flag. I get that.
Exactly. Okay,
So,
Okay.
I'm fine with that, but I just,
Okay.
I gotta have
no
something.
problem. You got it.
And if we need
Then that's what we'll do.
to,
My job's to
They
give you options.
specifically don't like them looking like this.
No problem.
I mean, when I first started, what was it, like I was only here for 3 weeks and we had a press conference and that was one of the points that was brought up.
no, they
like,
want it.
Where are the flag spreaders?
All right, I happen to, use a
And then
press-
obviously the tops of these as well.
It's cut off from the thing, but if you want them to fix the framing, yeah, okay.
use a
I mean,
press-
we're gonna have
my
people,
desk.
if, think about it, we're
Here's
having
a-
people sit.
Here's a press
Yeah.
conference
Let me go
that a
grab
friend of
one.
mine did
Grab my
last
desk.
night. And you can see the flags. So it is pretty typical.
Yeah.
To have a
It
press
is.
conference. So-
If I need to bring my people up to the normal.
No, I understand. Okay, no problem.
We may be digging
we'll-
around this for a while.
No problem. We'll space it around and we'll play with it. No problem. We can certainly do that.
They may just,
Okay, I think we are getting back to our meeting when everyone is ready.
Yeah, Bruce, we're all set on our side. Anna Sophia, at your discretion, you can start the YouTube stream, and it's already pushing to the county's Facebook page as well.
And Sophia just stepped out for a minute.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The more that you lock in, the whole package of services, the more that you won't be playing the game of one-offs, that this one wants it this way.
this is how it's set. I know, I don't
Yeah.
want to, I want to, they're gonna be amazed just by what they have right now. But what'll happen later on, is that,
Yeah, yeah.
But the seating thing, when we do have that, the tables, the kind of
Right.
bunting we need to have, if we need to have bunting on it, on the.
Oh, yeah.
All that we'll have to talk about, right?
Yeah. Bunting's a good idea. What's that? Yeah, right. Just something black, which is available online. And the table goes, pretty much right from about here, to just about here, in the same position. And again, we're gonna have these new mics installed on Monday that will get their sound, and you'll see the background. And I'll be able to show you the shot, approximately what it's gonna look like. Now there is, just to point out that, your applicant information in the PowerPoint and the call, you received an email yesterday, I don't know if you did. Like, there is some specific direction and procedure that was sending us PowerPoint slides as well as the content that we produced with it. And we follow the steps of this instructional document. So, actually, we're providing the Jack. Laura has some questions for you.
Oh, sure.
Who's ready to proceed with the session? Al, I have Anna Sophia here for you.
Hi.
Hi, Anna Sophia. The stream is now pushing to the county's OC page and also Facebook. You can turn them on at your discretion.
You wanna do that?
Oh, thank you. That's perfect. I did see it when it switched over live on YouTube. Give me a second. I'm gonna go to my computer and check that it switched over to Facebook.
Thank you.
We're gonna need those flags cut down, the poles, because they're above our ability to see. And they need to be the same height, but
We
that's
need
a
to
look.
order some different flags.
Oh, no, I think the carpenter, can,
Well, we can talk to Public Works.
what's that?
We can talk to Public Works.
Sure. All right, we're just about to reconvene this meeting with Alvaro Mariquin leading the client acceptance. Sorry?
Alvaro, I don't see it streaming to Facebook.
Okay, give me 1 second.
Will you yeah, thank you. This is gonna have to stay though, like what is this thing? What is this called? Yeah, purifier, thank you. That's fine.
But we'll have to get rid of that
Yeah.
and that. And if this, the TV, if we just need to tell, if we need to just donate that, like I'd be happy to donate that over to, Orangewood.
Okay. Like whose TV is this? Like who would we
I
ask?
don't even know.
It's, I'll
CIT,
I'll
do
double
they
check.
know?
I'll double check with Lynn, I think.
Are you talking about the monitor that's in the room?
Yeah.
Remember that big TV?
They haven't picked it up. So they haven't picked it up yet, I'm assuming?
No.
So I reported it to Melissa and Lynn Light. So if you're talking about donation or anything like that, you may want to reach out to them
They're on our
to see. What? I didn't hear Molly.
They're on our team, so we'll reach out to them.
Yeah, so they were notified that the monitor and mount were available for pickup.
So Jamie can
Sophia, this is Alvaro again. I show a successful connection to the county's page. Can you take a look at the persistent key and confirm that that we've received the correct one?
Sure.
You should be able to see it.
Can you tell me what the first two numbers of the persistent key are?
57.
I think that's the wrong one.
She's going into the other room to go check right now, which is right next door.
Okay.
Whose cell phone is this? Santa Sophia's? It's yours? That's all right. I'm just making sure I know who. It's heavy.
Yeah, it's got an extra battery.
Yeah.
Because sometimes by 3 in the afternoon, I've already burned it through.
Oh, I'm familiar.
Yeah, you're in the high communication business.
Mm-hmm.
You ever get sore throats or just
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to have another phone call?
I don't want to talk to anybody at the end of the day.
You just want
I have agoraphobia at the end of the day.
quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anna Sophia? I'm going to go check on her.
Okay, Alvaro?
Yes.
Oh, I'm so sorry. When did I send you that information? That was this past Monday or last week?
Friday the 18th is when I have it.
All right, all right. So the thing is, yeah, the thing is, even if 5-7, the one starting with 5-7, that should be our usual test Facebook, and I'm not seeing it there either.
What we're doing on our end is I have the same server, if you will, pushing to an NTT Facebook page, and we're able to validate that. On the county side, I show a successful connection. It actually says connected online. So it looks like the key is valid,
The key is valid.
and it is connected to Facebook. But why you can't see it without actually being able to look at your screen, I can't tell. But you should be able to see what's coming in without doing anything on that key.
You know what might be the difference? The fact that we were trying to do it so that public couldn't see it, and it may have altered the stream key. Because the persistent stream key is for scheduled videos. So that may be the issue.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this something that,
Maybe the way to approach it, Ana Sofia, would be, and I don't know if you're okay with this,
Sure.
we can also display a test screenshot, so that way no audio goes out to the actual website, to the actual OC page, and maybe we can leave it up for a couple of minutes and then turn it off. It would hit the page though, so I don't know if you're comfortable with that.
unfortunately,
But within Facebook, you should be able to see the stream coming in, even if you don't make it live.
yeah. Okay, let's do that then, because then I just won't make it live, right? Let me see.
That's correct.
Okay,
But you
let
should
me-
be able to do that within the Facebook interface. If you like, we can pick up the Facebook piece last, and then do the other ones, and then we'll come back to Facebook.
Yeah, let's do that.
So we're not
because
holding everyone.
I want to make sure that I'm cognizant of Molly's time. She has another meeting that she has to go to.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that we go over anything that Molly needs to see right now. But then we can like go back and forth on the Facebook thing.
Okay, excellent.
Okay.
All right, so let's do that. Let me get started with the Granicus link, and that's the one where you see the player, and then on the right side you see the Orange County COVID-19 dashboard.
Molly, do you have that link? Would you like to?
Can you send that to me first? 'Cause I don't have that.
Sure, let me send that to her. Have her stand by, please.
Okay.
Jacqueline, may I ask you to please?
Yes, I'm here.
May I ask you to please forward to Molly the link from Alvaro with the various links?
Sure.
Thank you.
The only one that I won't have per discussion earlier is that Facebook County one, right? I told him he didn't have to send it to us because we can't see it. The only people that are able to see it are Ana Sofia and her internal team. So I will be forwarding all the other links to Molly now.
Okay. Thank you.
Very welcome.
Yes. We'll be going over that. We give alerts usually 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 1 minute before. We find people that might be yeah.
Let me know when you have that page open.
Okay. So I think, hmm? I don't know.
That could be something on the form. Do I want scrolling? What do I want it to say? No scroll, right? And they can just get rid of
So I believe everyone has their link to the Granicus stream. Do you have that, Molly, to take a look at? Alvaro's going to be talking about that. Al, back to you.
Thank you. All right, so team, what we're referring to as the Granicus link is the existing webcast platform that the county utilizes for BOS meetings. Now it's been extended to a PIO team. What you see here is a branded player template, if you will, that has a banner on top. This is just a generic player at the time. If you at some point want to revisit the design of the player, we can. And what I mean by design, it's applicable to color palette, the banner that you see on the top left. Those can always be changed. Also, some of the labels that you see on the player itself can be changed. So if you look at the right of the banner, you'll see that link that says information. That's referred to as the document pane of the player, and that player can include any document that's pertinent to the press conference that you'll be holding or the event that will be held. Right now, I just linked to the dashboard, but you can see that it can be a website, it can be a PowerPoint, or it can be just a simple PDF. And that just allows the public that's watching the press conference to have reference information that's pertinent to the event. That's optional, it's not required. If you do not publish anything on the right side, what will appear is just a blank page. On the left, obviously, you see the video. You'll see the ASL folks doing their interpretation.
Alvaro, on the layout of
Yes.
okay, so I'm looking at it at mobile, but you're talking about it on a desktop, right?
That's correct.
So
Yeah.
if is there no way for the player to like auto size? Because if there's nothing in that page, then it just looks weird if it's a blank gray space.
What we typically do is, one thing that we can do is we could take the PowerPoint presentation that you give us to put into the broadcast anyway, and we could put that to the front.
Okay.
That way people can, there's no extra work for you. We're just putting your 5 or 6 or 10 pages of PowerPoint into that window.
I like that better. I don't ever want there to be a situation where it's just a gray space.
No.
Okay.
I totally get that.
Okay.
So Alvaro really just needs that direction. We can incorporate that. Let me get on that.
I was gonna say, what if we don't have?
Right, you
Slides.
could put the county logo. You could just say, you know what, if
But the space itself, that's firm, right? That's the
That
way the
space is
players,
firm. That
that's the way
space-
the players
that
build, that
space is-
has to be there.
you have to put something in there,
That's
if
good
you,
to know, because then it's kind of like,
we can always have the default, and we have clients that, if we don't give you anything, put the logo. Or put this information. It could be a logo, and for more information about whatever, call this. It's just more of a placeholder. Al, back to you, thank you.
And, yeah, team, I just want to add a little bit more to that, to your question about auto resizing. The player itself will auto resize. We suspect that most users, if they're on a desktop, to launch the player, it won't keep it they won't keep it maximized. Once you go to a format where you can resize the player itself, it will resize and give the video focus. So in the event that there was nothing published on the right side, the moment that the user attempts to resize the page, it would give just the video focus, and the right side would disappear. Now, that again depends on the real estate available on the monitor. The bigger the monitor, the more resizing you would have to do. But the player itself does resize and auto configures to give just the video focus. In addition,
Unfortunately, I have to go at 1 o'clock, which is now. But the sizing that we actually have that's on the screen on the bottom, do you guys have best practices or specs as far as the sizing is concerned that we actually have to put in there, as well as font components, to make sure it reads well? Because right now, some of it obviously blue link, it's not going to read well in relation to it. Just to kind of help us and guide us and our graphic designer on that.
You're talking about the PowerPoint.
Yeah, PowerPoint. The PowerPoint component.
The PowerPoints can be at your discretion, but we typically do not encounter any problems with that. But there is a best practice page that we can share with you
Yeah, that's what.
that sort of lays out colors and fonts and content within the PowerPoint. But usually, if you launch it within a desktop, you shouldn't have any problems with it. Accessibility managers may have a different opinion, but again, it'll depend on the format of the PowerPoint. But we do have a link that we can share with you that shares best practices for websites.
And then secondarily, the one thing that we'll have to go over, and this is obviously after the acceptance, is how we're going to manage that particular screen, the PowerPoint screen, the demonstration, the demo that we're going to be doing on next Tuesday. So, I can't believe it's next Tuesday. But I'll let you guys do that. I'll
Yeah.
come back in probably about a half hour, 40 minutes or so.
Good chance we'll be.
All right, the next item within the player page is the closed captioning that you see under the under the video, and you'll see that the default is always English, but using the drop-down list on the bottom of that list, you can select a different language. Now, just FYI that depending on the language that you select, there'll be a slight delay when you begin seeing content, and that's due just to the translation AI that needs to process the content and display it. But all the languages that you see are the ones that are part of the scope and are accessible and viewable to the user. So at your discretion, you can change it from, again, English to any of the available languages, and you'll be able to see it. That really covers the functionality of the player. There's some additional bells and whistles that were not part of the scope, so we've actually turned them off. But as the discussions move forward, or maybe additional functionality is thought about, then we can explore the additional bells and whistles that may be present out of the box.
Thank you, Al. I would like to just take a minute and make sure that everyone has had the opportunity to go to the streaming link. I have just gone to Spanish captioning, and I am now seeing Spanish captioning. So I just want to make sure that, Jacqueline, you're seeing the different languages. Darren, if you're still on the call, that you've got the opportunity to do that. Anna Sophia.
And then I did have a question about the captioning.
Sure.
Since you're asking,
Sure.
they're not captioning what you guys are talking about, right? They're going off and doing something else.
No, it's my
Yeah, I
understanding.
didn't want to provide audio to the
Okay, no, that's
captioners.
fine.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure I figured as much, but you know what they say. So
Yeah.
I wanted to pose
Yeah.
a question. Okay, thank you.
I'm not seeing captioning. I'm on the Granicus feed, and I've got the CC that says, sorry, it was checked off, disregard.
Okay.
Disregard.
That's a step that I missed, Darren. You actually have to do.
No.
You have to click on the CC
No.
button and then turn it on.
No, that was Steve, my failure.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excellent. So, team, that's what you should expect to see during a live press conference is the layout that's currently on your screen. A quick FYI on the video side, because of we had the opportunity to tweak the quality of the stream that you see on the Granicus website. It's a benefit that also BOS will be able to take advantage of. So you'll see that the video looks a lot clearer and not as pixelated as it did before. So again, it's going to look a lot clearer. Any questions, team? Obviously, you have the ability to share the video with any other user in email at your discretion. But that's really the features encapsulated into the Granicus player.
No questions for me. Thank you, Alvaro.
All right, so moving on to the Facebook link. Excuse me, not the Facebook link, the YouTube link. The YouTube functionality will be not as feature rich. What you'll have is the video that will populate in the county's channel at the county's discretion. and you'll be able to see the video, audio. You won't have any ability to interact with the PowerPoint. If there's a PowerPoint published, that functionality is exclusive to the Granicus player. But, you know, just like the Granicus player, you'll be able to see captions, not in multi-language, only in English, but you'll have that functionality within YouTube as well. Now, my understanding from Ana Sofia, and correct me if I'm wrong, this page is not accessible to the public just yet. But you know, anyone that happens to have access to it during the press conference, they will be able to see and hear the video.
Anna Sophia is
the-
confirming that's correct. Thumbs
Okay.
up.
And just FYI that the bit rates for YouTube and Facebook are they will not look as clear as they do in Granicus, and those are just limitations on the Facebook and YouTube side. Specifically, Facebook requires the bit rate to be somewhat low in comparison to what we would use for the Granicus content. And I guess that's just their mechanism to help bandwidth consumption. So just FYI, if you see a difference between the quality of the Granicus stream versus the YouTube stream, as long as you don't go full screen, they should look comparable. But once you start expanding it and making it bigger, you may encounter a little bit of pixelation. We haven't seen anything out of the ordinary. The video still looks very clear, but just FYI.
So just also for Ana Sofia to hear, there are delays depending on what stream you're watching, correct? I mean, we know that the Granicus has a delay, but that's also separate delay from what maybe the Facebook has or what YouTube has, correct? So none of those videos or streams will be kind of in sync. They will all be delayed by different amounts. Is that correct?
You're absolutely right. So the Granicus stream, if you're watching behind the firewall, it is coming from your performance accelerator. So that will be somewhat, obviously not real time, but I would say maybe 10 seconds delay. Now, if you're a member of the public watching the Granicus stream, that delay will go from, say, 10 seconds to probably anywhere between 20 and 40 seconds. YouTube is pretty quick, so I would say that the delay is no more than 10 seconds, and then Facebook is probably about the same, 10 to 20 seconds.
So, Ana Sofia, we wanted to just make sure you heard that and were aware, and the chance you start getting calls from someone from the public or the media that's realizing that, why is mine running slower, or I can see, you know, that sort of thing. That's why for your awareness and the chance you guys have to answer any of those types of questions.
Yeah. Uh-huh. We were looking at the delay when we were watching it on Granicus, so it's actually not too bad. And it
Yeah, no, but I'm just saying the difference, you know, if someone's streaming it on Facebook or streaming it on Granicus, or, you know, it's just going to be all over the place depending on what they're watching or if they're watching multiple streams, so that you're aware. And then lastly, I'm on the YouTube one. Is anybody seeing the actual YouTube stream? I have that YouTube link page up, but there's nothing that I'm seeing.
I was just gonna bring that up. Jamie was saying, because I see on my end that the stream is coming through, but I don't see anything on the page.
Right. Okay. So Alvaro, on the YouTube one, I don't see anything. I mean, that's why I wanted to ask the team on the call. Does anyone else see something?
Yes, and I don't see it on the county's page. I was looking at the NTT page.
Is that one of the links you sent? Because I clicked
That's
every
correct.
single link and I haven't seen anything on the YouTube. Let's see. So there was two links that you sent. There was a county channel and then the NTT channel. I thought I had clicked both of them. So you're saying the county doesn't have anything, but the NTT one
The
should?
NTT page does, yes. I'm watching it right now.
So play. Okay.
So it's the third one from the top.
Right.
The one that says NTT page, yeah.
Okay, I just clicked on it. So okay, I'll see what pops up. Thank you.
Yes. You know what? I just realized what happened here. Since we stopped it, you're now watching an archive version of the video. That's why you're not seeing it live.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense to me. Okay.
So
Yes.
I refreshed the YouTube.
Yeah, and I'm watching Mr. Graham on some sort of different feed. I'm not seeing anything. I'm gonna
I'm
click
sorry,
it again.
was that for me, Jacqueline?
Yeah, because I'll click it again. I'm still not seeing anything on the YouTube page. I'm watching some sort of like, okay, so let's see. It has a
That link
countdown.
takes you to a countdown, yes.
Okay, it has a
correct.
countdown. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's all we're watching?
Well, that's an archive version of the event, so that's not what you should be watching. I'm gonna resend you the link, but that will only be to the entity page. On the county's page, I still don't see it live, but it shows connected.
Okay.
And then, if I heard, Ana Sofia, mention earlier, you're able to confirm that you are getting the video, to the county's YouTube channel behind the scenes.
Yes, it's coming through. It shows live. It shows that the stream is public as opposed to unlisted or private. So we should be able to be seeing it live.
Yep, and now I see it live. I'm gonna share this with you, Jacqueline and team. Okay, it should be in your inbox in a couple of seconds. This is the actual county's live page,
Not the NTT one.
not the entity one.
Okay.
There it is. Yeah, that's live. Okay, so that's, yeah. That's great. Yeah, I'm really happy with how it was. So now we just have to figure out Facebook.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you'll do that. Now you did get.
Are you able to see it, Jacqueline?
Not yet. Did Ana Sofia confirm she was seeing it?
Yes, she's seeing it and I'm seeing it. Jacqueline, there was a document that I sent you yesterday to forward along to Ana Sofia and Molly. It's an instructional document for preparation of the PowerPoint slides and the NTT news ticker.
You mean like the document you said that was like instructional document?
Yes.
That one?
Yes. And I'm just wondering if you can confirm if you forwarded that to them or not.
I have not.
May I ask you to do that now? Is that possible?
Sure.
Because it's something that I wanted to highlight for Ana Sofia. I realize I'm stepping on Alvaro's toes here, but it just came up in a side conversation.
Okay.
Okay, so Al, I'm going to return it to you. I think we're getting near the end of our user acceptance. Thank you.
Yeah, so I have, just Jacqueline and team, what I'm watching right now is, the YouTube channel for the entity page and also the county's page, and I see the same exact thing. Now, what you'll notice on the YouTube page is that there's really not that much of a delay. Just, YouTube is really quick. But you'll notice that the video looks a little softer, and again, that's just YouTube settings that require us to use a lower bit rate than we typically use. But it's still pretty clear, and you get audio and video just fine. Team, any questions about the YouTube page? All right. The next one that I have for you is Facebook, and I guess, Ana Sofia, we're back to it. Do you happen to have that Facebook link to the City of NTT page?
Yes, I've got that link. Should I just use that one?
Yeah, click on that, and then we'll return to the county's page shortly.
Okay.
And within that Facebook page, you'll be able to see that we have a live stream going to the City of NTT page, and you get the video and the closed captioning as required.
And just for interest of time, how much longer do you believe we'll need for these?
I think if we're able to close the loop on the Facebook page, which we don't have to do right away, Ana Sofia and I can work through it. That's really what I have for you at this point, is just to, again, wanted to show you where we at from a system standpoint and capability. So I'd say no more than 1:30.
Okay.
Unless,
Thank
Bruce, you
you.
have something else. Ana Sofia, are you able to launch that Facebook page yet?
It looks like it's working. There it is. Okay, I see it now.
Excellent. So what we're using here is anytime per the requirement, we're able to stream to multiple Facebook pages and YouTube pages. So all we've done is we're using the same stream, if you will, that's coming out of the county, and then sending it out to multiple receiving endpoints, if you will, Facebook, YouTube, and we have the ability to stream up to 10. So right now, I think we have about 5 active, but for the 29th, we only need 2. And again, as the county expands its Facebook initiatives and YouTube initiatives and other social network sites, then we can reconfigure those available H signals to go to different sites as needed. The content obviously will be the same, unless there's an expansion of the capability where we can obviously stream different content as needed for a possible phase 2 or 3 of the project. Team, that's really all I have. Are there any questions / concerns about what you're seeing on the screen? Any major adjustments that you see happening? Again, for the 29th, we're trying to close the loop and give you an idea as to what to expect, which will be the video, audio, captioning, ASL, and again, to the respective systems, YouTube, Facebook, and the Granicus system. If you don't, then that concludes my user acceptance speech, and I only have one request to close the loop would be to link the Granicus page to one of the county's websites, and I wasn't sure, Jacqueline and or Ana Sofia, whether there's some traction on that, or whether the Granicus link will even be made available to users during the 29th.
Yeah. Into the website. I still have to identify which web page we would put it on, or, okay, so here's a question. Could it be a web page that is, no, it has to be published, right? It has to be a published web page.
Yes, your web person will put it somewhere that contains the navigation that's currently.
Do you have to send me something to provide to our webmaster or to provide to the OCIT team?
Yeah, I sent you the publishing URL to the iframe.
Okay.
So there's 2 options, Ana Sofia. We can do 2 things. If you still are working out where the actual page will go, that's totally fine. For the 29th, however, the link to the actual event, so the same link that you access to get to the live broadcast of the Granicus page, that can be shared at your discretion. And it will be active on the 29th. So you have 2 options. Just share the link to the event or link to the page. Once people get to that page, then from that page they will click on the link that you received via email. Does that make sense? So you have two options to make it accessible to the public is the bottom line. A direct link to just the broadcast, similar to the one that you received, or to the iframe. And within the iframe, the user would be able to see the link active and then click on it and get the broadcast. But within that page, they would also be able to see anything that you've recorded in the past. So after the 29th, our plan is to archive the video to that page so that anyone that didn't get a chance to watch it live can go in and get it on demand. And that's what that page serves. In addition, you'll have access to the PowerPoint there and the transcript.
So Ana Sofia, the email he's talking about is the one where we were going back and forth on the answering of the social media platforms. Remember where you provided some information, Alvaro had some feedback? That's the thread where you'll find that link he's talking about.
All right, thank you. I was like, I know I missed it.
No.
I've got Jamie on text as we're going through this because she's also checking out the feed as she's working remotely. So, you know, trying to get a couple of people on the team to see what's going on. And she suggested we could direct link on social. To the Granicus. So we just have to find somewhere on the web page or on the website to put it. I'm gonna have to get that answered today. Let me see if they can create a page that's not.
And Ana Sofia, I don't mean to interrupt your train of thought, but if you do that in Facebook, for example, and you post it, that's totally okay. It will display correctly, and it will even include some branding on there regarding the event. But I would use the event, not the actual iframe.
Got it. Oh no, obviously, yes, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, well then I will have an answer for you, or we'll have that a spot to put that the Granicus frame somewhere before the end of the day. That is my task.
Okay. And then feel free to reach out if there are any questions. We can talk over the phone or have a call as needed.
Of course. Yes. All right. That's good.
Excellent. So team, that really closes the loop on the things that I had for today. Everything's looking stable on our end. Darren and Jacqueline on the network side, everything's smooth. We're not getting anything weird. We're not getting any delays. It's working really, really good.
I'm happy to hear that. Thank you so much.
We don't have anything on the technical side to resolve. We've been watching the stream for hours the last few days, and again, we haven't seen any hiccups or even anything related to network.
Thank you for confirming. I appreciate that.
Very happy with that. Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, team, Bruce, I'll pass the baton to you. And
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Al. I just want to thank you in front of the whole team for such an outstanding job. There's a lot of moving parts behind the scenes, and you've done a great job in pulling it all together. Thank you very much. Ditto. Ana Sofia is echoing that as well. So with that, I just want you to know you can skip the table of donuts and go right on to the croissants.
What happened to the sushi?
What happened to the sushi? Sushi's later. Don't give them any ideas. Come on now. So anyway, so now this client acceptance conversation is over, which effectively signifies to our billing department that they can now begin to send invoices. So Jacqueline, I will give an FYI to our accounting folks to send you the invoices for trafficking internally at the county. So what we can do now, I know that Molly is coming back. Really, we can take a break until she comes back and then reconvene. I know that Jacqueline wanted to stay on the call as we're going through our various processes here. But our plan after Molly gets here is for about 45 minutes to go over various broadcast items such as composition, flags. I know that you've got a particular preference for opening the flags up. So I would recommend that you go through that process now, setting them all up, and then we can then go into the composition of the camera and take a look at how those flags look. We'll also take a look at a few other items as well and answer any questions that you guys have. We will be addressing the issue of what happens an hour before, 30 minutes before going live, what happens 5 minutes before going live, and 1 minute before going live. As I mentioned earlier, this room, once the television media is aware that you're connected, you will be appearing in control rooms in the local market, in the national market, and in the worldwide market. I will mention, in the United States, there's no additional charge. You're paying for your signal coming from this room to go to every television station that has access to the switch. When a foreign country wants to access Orange County video and audio, there is a charge that the county pays for, but nothing that you need to be thinking about now. But I did want to mention that your cost that the county is paying for television distribution is a flat fee. It's not on a per minute or per hour. It's just a one-time fee, which is in the contract, documents and paperwork. But we're looking forward to an effective television, distribution, and so we're transitioning this call now. I want to thank everyone who's on the call for joining us. Thank you, Al, for all your effort. Jacqueline, I do want to mention. Darren, I want to mention Jacqueline has been fantastic. We have so relied upon her during this entire project. Can we make sure that Darren's still on the call?
I don't think he is.
I think he might have jumped.
No, he's not.
Well,
Yeah, he jumped.
maybe we can record this for playback. Jacqueline paid me $500 to tell you that she's been working 24 hours. Every weekend, every Saturday and Sunday, Jacqueline she hasn't stopped working. I don't think she slept in 12 days. So, okay. So, Jacqueline, I'm going to get off this call. I think we're all going to take perhaps a 15, 20-minute break. We can leave the phone call open if you like. Al, if you need me for anything, you could reach out. But this concludes this call, and we will begin in about 20 minutes, fun and games of broadcast television and client workflow and that kind of stuff.
Okay,
So
so
thank
the
everyone.
mock
Have a
press conferences are done. Just want to make sure I made that clear because we have some SAAC members on the call. So after this, it'll just be composition stuff we're discussing with Molly, correct?
That's correct. And Anna Sophia.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you. Oh, perfect. Yes. Sorry, Anna Sophia. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much.
Good job, Jacqueline.
Yeah. Did I hear Darren on the call? No. Okay. Thank you.
That was Steve. Sorry, Lauro.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
So back here in about 20.
Yeah. Whatever really works for you. I'm open. You think you can get to the facts first? Before that? Setting them up.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, if you do that, then we'll be able to focus in on the composition. Okay, great. So I'm going to go have lunch, and I'll release our staff to have lunch as well. On the confidence monitor, I have black. I didn't know if you did that or if I need to turn the TV on. Oh, there it is. Okay, fine. You can leave that up. Oh, we still have our ASL version.
Instead of making it to the
Okay.
option.
Hello.
Oh, you know
Sorry.
what? I'm gonna have to.
I left my mask off.
See this?
I left my mask off. I have to hide my face. Okay.
We definitely need to be seen.
All right. So
Yeah.
Tony, stay with me. I have Annie.
This flag
I
is
have
the
Anna,
worst. I think it's because of.
Sophia,
It's also
and
just
Molly.
white, so it's always super hard with white. I know. Look at the monitor, I know.
Just letting you know the mic is hot.
Okay.
That doesn't look so bad.
Oh,
That was
yeah.
awful.
Yeah. No, I don't want it. I don't want the, I don't know.
I can bring a steamer on Monday.
No, we can't have it like this.
Do we have a different flag?
Thank you. Can you bring up all of the graphics?
We can't change lighting right now, can we?
No.
You can't change lighting right
Yeah. I actually adjusted it on your computer.
So how do we make the lighting softer so that the shadow, because that's wrinkly.
It's so, like, here, I'm standing right here.
The U.S. flag?
Yep.
Oh, both the California flag.
Well, they're all. You know what? You don't want to look at them in person ever.
I know.
You always want to look at them over here.
But look at the American flag right now.
No problem.
It's looking like Old Glory is looking old.
Yep. Yeah. It's a tough. Yeah.
Oh,
It's,
yeah, see,
I mean, I could kill them, or I could rotate them off a little bit.
But we obviously have to have,
Is that better or not?
That's slightly better, but still.
Slightly better.
yeah.
I
Well,
think
there is
you're
something you
right.
can. Do you need to have them completely flat? What if we make them
Yeah.
sliding? Still keep them open.
Okay, angle.
Are they connected to
I
each
see
other?
what you're, no, they're not.
No, we've got flag spreaders on them right now.
To layer that.
What if I just
right?
give them a slight rotation? It could change how the light hits them.
Yeah.
And it makes them less big. Right, you know. So you can.
Does it look like it's growing out of my head right now, though?
Oh, yeah.
Well, we could still keep it away. We can play with it. We can keep it open. And you can consider that same kind of approach.
Do you mind if we put two of them to the side?
Yeah, let's put instead of the American flag has to be on the left-hand side by itself. The American flag, or the California flag, and the county flag need to be the right. So even if we spaced it out, that's fine. Yes. Now you can't see, because of the picture-in-picture, you can't see the Orange County flag. That's the only thing.
Flag needs to come.
See, we'd have to give you.
I want to give the sign language person something hard to say.
She's hearing you now.
I know she is.
How about supercalifragilisticexpialidocious?
I know. Let's do xenophobia.
She could do it.
She's doing it, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, you spelled out xenophobia? What about prestidigitation?
That's a great word. If we did use Central though, because it's spread out, it doesn't look too bad.
No.
It would look worse if it was just.
Well, here am I standing straight on, so how does it look straight on, like behind
straight
me?
on. You can't see the county flag at all because of the.
Yeah.
So we'd have to move everything over.
I
We'd have to
kind of,
use Central.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They may not like the fact that we don't have flag spreaders, but it looks like not as good. I know, Bruce, it's what you said, but I'm also trying to keep in mind my soups.
I totally understand the balance. You're in that
I am in that customer service
middle
role.
seat where
Uh-huh.
you got people ordering steak and fish,
Mhm.
but there's the guy that wants the
Mhm.
hamburger.
Mm-hmm.
There's always a guy that wants the hamburger.
I think we make it like that, we're fine. Does it look like I'm wearing a hood? Because the
Well,
white
it
flag.
Looks like a bear is sitting there.
Taking a poop on my head.
You think we should maybe take the U.S. flag over
I think we can't keep it down because it's gonna look like the bear's pooping on my head.
Nobody's gonna see it.
You know what? Actually, yeah, that might work. If we
Where?
moved everything over, right?
The American flag far
More.
out?
Bruce, more.
Yeah, you tell me which one to move
So,
now.
United States flag, more to the,
Oh, what? This way?
To the left.
This way?
stop, stop,
Stop,
and
okay.
then tilt it, too much tilt.
Too much. This way?
Nope, too much tilt that way. The
How
other
about
way.
the other way?
To the
Um,
left, to the
straight on.
left.
Put it straight on,
Okay, now straight on.
and then tilt it.
Tilt the California flag slightly? Or are you talking about the American flag?
Like that?
I mean, if we're facing
But we're also,
that over,
Okay.
what is code though for this as well is the other thing I don't wanna have any military people.
it's okay for us to split them
Uh-huh.
there.
How's this?
No, the American flag always has to be on the left.
Always, yes.
Uh-huh.
State, county.
Yep. But I mean, because we're making them equal, that might be a problem. My military folks are gonna freak out. So
This has to be behind it slightly.
I say we just take off the spreaders.
Really?
Yep. Let's go without the spreaders completely and let's see if they notice. Huh?
And put them right next to each other?
Yep, put them out where they were before. It just, I don't like how it looks.
I'm gonna leave the spreader on it. I'm just gonna
And I'm worried about code. Too much military blood.
Oh, shoot, we need to call someone and have it first.
Okay, and I'm moving them closer to each other, right?
Correct.
So this goes
Yeah.
further up. This goes in front of this one slightly.
Yep.
Are you centered?
I'm gonna stand right here. I can't tell. Yeah, we'll just take the spreaders off.
All right, come top up.
I think that looks pretty good. I think we'll have to, it's kind of hard to tell which flag's which. It's just the challenging part. American flag you obviously know, but it's the California flag.
We just need to rotate
Sli-
them a little bit.
Rotate them slightly, yeah.
Yep. We wanted to rotate this one.
So you can see a little bit of it, so it doesn't look like
Gotta see the color.
I have a hood on.
Sorry, Jacqueline's on. I had the wrong headset on.
Hey, Jacqueline.
The lighting will have to be readjusted or something.
Yeah.
You guys need to
But
figure
you
it
know,
out now.
with the spreaders, right, they don't always have to be spread
Mm-mm.
all the way, right? So we could
This one will
do-
need to come.
So the American flag one is just the one that needs to be relit. But everything else looks
They all
fine.
need to be relit, but
Yeah.
that's okay. I
Yeah.
think we need to bring it in, closer to,
we could do
pretty
that.
much the subject falls between the flags.
That's why I'm standing right here.
Mhm. Anna Sophia, can you bring the flag 2 feet towards your left hand? Yep.
Do.
Okay, stop there. That's good. Tony, can you hear me?
Control 1.
Can you please pan the camera
So you see how I
to
have
the
this?
right
That's
a
the
tiny
flag
bit,
spreader.
please? And tilt down.
Molly,
Huh?
I've got a flag spreader on this one, so it's just slightly open.
Okay.
So I can try that.
maybe we just slightly open them.
Yeah.
We could just slightly open each one of them and see how that looks.
How important is it that you see the top of the flag? Is that
No.
not? Okay, good.
No.
Okay, 'cause
No.
we're-
Don't worry about that.
Okay, very good. Tony, tilt the camera down.
If anything, I want to have the seal. Yeah.
Yeah, the seal is what's
The seal's the important part, so we don't cut off the seal.
Oh, wrong dir- that's it. The other down. The other
The
down.
other down, the other left.
Okay, tilt down a little bit more, please. Keep tilting down. That's okay, I'm not concerned about
Boy, do I look pale. This washes me out.
tilt up a little bit.
We haven't moved
You wanna
it
put your eyes, I didn't
I
think
know.
we rule. You don't know where that is, I'll
Okay, what do you think of that? Slightly
Alright,
spread.
so that's,
Slightly spread is good.
Yeah, that's
Can you
nice,
save
huh?
that?
Yeah. That looks good.
Save that.
Just a little bit so you know what it is. Yes?
I'm gonna have you come and just sit over here for a second,
Okay.
because what can happen is you can kind of get lost with the changes. So here, let me just have you come sit over here, I'll give you social distancing. and look at the monitor. Don't look at, this is your new reality. So just kind of, don't even look at reality. That's your reality. So what we've done is the flags have been repositioned, they can be relit, of course.
I like the slightly spread, that's good.
Yeah, yeah, it's nice to be able to read a little bit of California. Obviously, everyone knows the US. The Orange County flag, we'd be able to play with that a little bit, perhaps read the flag. And what we've done is we've tilted down so you have a little bit more black under. You have a little bit more black below the seal. And this works for your height, Molly. Might not work exactly for my height, but it gives you a better idea. If you go sit in that other chair, I'll also take my mask off or even push that chair back a little bit so you're even further away, because I want you to see, excuse me, what the hair light is doing. I just want you to, again, we're showing you everything that's going on here. So, don't be scared. So what you notice with my face here, I'm just looking straight ahead, and I'm looking where they say to look. I'm looking at where it says look here in the happy face. You'll notice there's some light, kind of highlights over here, and you're gonna see some highlights over here, and you'll see some bright light on my shoulders. That's to separate me from the background. Okay, so that's what's happening with that light. I just wanted to share that. Now I want to show you easy things that we can change and things that aren't so easy. Tony, you saved this as shot number 1. Okay, go ahead and reposition shot number 2, because I know it's not going to work, but just reposition it and make it tighter. Actually, you know what? Tilt it. Let's see how this works. This could work. This could work as a compositional shot for the whole darn thing. I'll scan. Maybe it's easier for you to see me up here. But there's nothing wrong with this composition. You can fade into your press conference with this as your shot. Nothing wrong with it. You don't have to be wider and then move in. You can just play this shot out your entire way. So Tony, this was number 2. Please save this preset as number 2. And then,
One thing I would say is the California, the bottom of the seal with the ticker is cut off slightly. The FOR,
Yeah,
California.
you want to go out just a tad. so
Just
it
a
catches
smidge.
the-
oh, okay. Okay, Ray's, notice the county seal is cut off a little bit. So you can zoom back just a little bit, just so we see a little bit of black under the county seal that's on the bottom of the lectern. So just a little zoom out, and we'll resave this shot, Tony. Tony, are you with me? Okay. Tilt down just a little bit. You did zoom out, but which is fine. Then you had to tilt down just a little bit. Good, good. How does that look? Good? All right. It seems, I think you need to tilt up a little bit. My head's a little too close to the
So
top.
the other thing is,
Yep.
the podium itself
Mm-hmm.
is kind of like
Off center?
screen. No, see how the podium is kind of cut up, like the rotating banner screen here? Slightly cut. Into the podium.
Yeah, it is. Okay, he just rotated it. He just turned the camera to the right a little
Yeah.
bit. Okay, let's see what that looks like.
We need to rotate a little bit more because the American flag, because the balance on this
Sure.
is off.
'Cause it's so
Sure.
much on
Yeah,
the
it's so
right
heavy
side.
on the right, the
It's so much
balance.
on the right side, yeah.
So the balance on this is that the right side is so heavy as far as content.
So we could have the camera to the right. It's okay. You really don't want to have this person centered anyway because you want your person to be slightly off.
Slightly
There's
off?
so much happening.
Yeah, there
You're
is.
absolutely right. You can go a little bit more, Tony. Just a little bit more. You see, these are things that we had to do first.
Yeah.
So let's stop right there. Let's stop right
That
there.
way you can see the California flag. You know it's the American flag. You know it's the county flag.
So you note that the participant is slightly off center, but yet there's other things happening on the screen.
Right. Now, the only thing is, how far up can we still go? And it's, I mean, as far as panning, so we zoom out a little bit because the American flag just looks like red and white, just a bit out, so you could see the stars.
Oh, you want to see some stars?
Mm-hmm. And if we need to cut down, the other thing, Anna Sophie, we were talking about with Bruce a little earlier when you were out, is actually having maybe Public Works actually cut the size of the flags down.
Oh my gosh, I'm glad we're talking about this. This is why I don't buy things
Yeah,
immediately, because these are 8 feet. If I need to get smaller ones,
6 feet or something.
yeah. So what I'll do is I'll get 2 sets of 8-footers, or 1 set of 8-footers just because.
Yeah,
But all of the on-camera ones would be 6 foot.
let's do 6 feet on it.
I'm glad I didn't say that.
But I'm trying to think of also the tallest person we have in the county right now is Barnes. Barnes is what, 6'7". He's really tall.
We'll adjust, for instance, if you have 5 people that are going to speak, we will make adjustments based on their height.
Yeah.
So we will do that. So new person comes, if we find they're much taller than the previous
We will
person,
have that on Tuesday.
we'll
Full
raise the camera,
shizzle.
and if we find they're short, we'll adjust it down.
Yeah.
So
No
does
problem.
it matter that we can see that the equipment there? See that? Like on
Which,
the-
Oh, yeah. We're seeing,
yeah.
we are seeing the flag. What is the shiny thing?
No, it's
Oh, that's the
that
fan.
right there.
Let me take the fan out.
But it's also
But
that
it's
lighting
that, it's the
instrument
lighting instrument, yeah.
right there.
It's not just the fan.
Okay, one thing at a time. One thing at a time. So we've got our fan out. Let's see
This
what
is like hanging a picture.
What we can do is everything can slide over.
Mm-hmm.
So, Tony,
But is this bolted though? This is bolted.
can you pan the camera to the left? I'm going to move the set to the left. Do you notice you see the flag in the right? So pan left until you don't see the flag.
Mm.
A little more. Stop. Okay, good. Good. Now we're going to move. We're going to move the flags. And first thing we're going to do is probably move the podium.
So podium we can move to.
A little bit. Well, let's see. Let's see. We do know we need to move everything over a little bit. So let's start with a foot. That way, you see how we do a foot. Okay. Just 1 foot.
And these people move these flags, I might hurt someone. We're gonna have to lock this room, Anna Sophia.
Slightly, like not too bad actually,
Okay.
because then if you put the podium.
Yeah.
How's that?
That's too much. Yeah.
Yeah,
And the American and
we've actually spread them so that
Okay.
you can still see the names on it on the flags.
Okay.
Names of the state and the county.
Molly, do you mind, or I could stand there so you can take a look.
What do you think, Anna Sophia?
Okay, so now,
Is that better?
because then this side is good, this side is good, you just need to put it.
So I need to move the podium this way?
And this helps us too, because if there's someone, you know, as we
can
go
you see
along,
if you could pan the camera to the left a little bit?
if there's someone that needs to be at bat, basically,
You don't go that far. Go to just the
you're at bat,
flag.
you're coming up, right?
Yeah.
Someone needs to be standing there, they give you space to do that.
Okay.
Okay, I think we can move everything, the lectern and the flags 6 inches to the right. Let's take the
Even
flag.
further?
The lectern, I may have to move something. Let me try and just move everything 6 inches to the right. 6 inches. Just 6 inches. Let's see. Okay. Oops.
We have a 3 o'clock, so that's a hard stop for both of us, I think. For about a half hour.
All right, well, we'll try and, we will finish. Okay, just a little bit, okay, good. Let's try that. Okay. Okay, let's try another, few inches of this. We'll retape it, no problem.
Right there?
Let's take a look. All right.
Yeah?
This is a lot more balanced.
Ooh.
Molly, you want to come take a look
I will take a look now.
in our, want to have a seat?
The only thing is the light now is super bright from changing a little bit.
We'll have to tweak the light.
Yeah,
Again, you don't want to be, you see right
but
now
I'm
you're
also very
kind of looking at
photosensitive.
that, but
Yeah,
The lectern people are not looking.
they're
at
not
that.
looking at that.
They're only looking back over here. at the half-
Bruce, do you wanna stand there so?
Sure,
Molly can
absolutely.
see? Yeah, that is, look at how, that looks great. And.
I think-
If someone's like, someone's standing here waiting for, you know, my turn or whatever.
Yeah, you still have enough space for that person.
Getting a little audio ringing, Tony.
An American flag though, the lighting, you need to change it so it's less severe though.
Oh, we'll have, that will be relit.
Okay.
We will relight that.
Okay.
Yeah, leave that to us to relight the flag. We'll do that on Monday morning. We will relight the flags. In fact, so can you save this, Tony, please? Yes, I think this is the new camera, new shot number 1. Shot number 1.
You might have to turn, like, twist it, yeah.
Is this the one that's kind of funky?
That one, I think it splits or something like that, it's weird. Oh, you know what? I'll just say here, why don't you clip it so that you can see the bear instead? So why don't I grab that, right? And like, do this? Yeah. Like do something like that. So you get both of them? Yeah. Like that.
Jacqueline, are you on the line?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I'm just letting you know we're making changes. I'm not sure if you're watching any video, but we're just making modest changes to the flag and doing some minor repositioning of the lectern. We have saved our shots based on feedback from
All right, what do you
Molly.
think? Did we get it?
Okay, yes, thank you.
Yeah, this one looks great, like. Looks good. Looks good. The ugliest flag.
Will you stand there for 1 second?
Sure.
So you now have shot number 1, and you go to shot number 2, where the bottom of the frame is at the bottom of the seal. I'll step out of the shot.
Shot number 2.
Go ahead, Tony. You can, thank you. Just show a little black underneath the seal. Just a little black.
There you go.
Good. So in my
Now the American flag, the stars you can't see again.
and we'll, you know, what you could do is chop 6 inches off the flag, 3 inches off the flag. But I prefer this shot.
Uh-huh.
We call this shot number 2 compared to shot 1. Why?
Because you can see the face of the person better.
Television is a close-up
Yeah.
medium, so you want to see the faces. Right now, when we bring on the ASL interpreter,
Yeah,
we will know that person's face more
then mine.
than yours.
Everyone wants to see me more
And
anyway.
I really want to see you. So I like this shot. I think this works really well.
Yeah,
Because when you're speaking, I will know you.
yeah.
That's
Is the
all-
reverb coming from
Yeah,
you?
there's a little reverb.
Okay.
I just commented to Tony.
Okay,
It might be because we're leaning into it a little bit.
okay. I'll lean back a little bit more.
Yeah, let's try that.
Lean
I'm
back.
having a little hot in
Lean
the
back.
room.
Okay.
I like a hot level in the room.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with our broadcast, except if it's ringing. Because when I talk into your mic, I like to know I'm amplifying. So I have this a little hot. I also have the phone lines a little on the hot side, but
Yeah,
we have a lot of deaf people, including myself. So,
our supervisors are above 50. We'll leave it at that.
Having it loud sound. So here's the shot, which is shot number 2.
Okay,
That I would recommend. I'm just gonna get out of this shot. I would have you stand back and look at this shot. Maybe you take a picture with your cell phone if you want. That this is your. This is.
and
what
we'll tell, when we tell you what shot number we want for the press conference, or do you guys toggle back and forth when I call? How does that work?
Well, you know, you may find that, you know, this is as wide as we ever want to get if you have a single person
Yeah.
at the lectern. If you're going to have 3 or 4 people, we're lit to have 2 people standing to the left and 2 people standing.
Okay,
There's not a lot more room.
right.
As you can see, you can go to the end of the yellow. So not many situations we can have that many people at one time. If you're gonna have the supervisors kind of lined up and one's gonna talk and the other's gonna talk, this camera
Which they
stays-
will.
This
Mhm.
camera stays locked down.
Okay.
It doesn't move once it's set up at the beginning. And we confirm that, 30 minutes before. And this is, maybe I can transition to the next topic.
Mm-hmm.
Since we've got 18 minutes. We will be starting our broadcast to the TV station, maybe an hour before.
Mm-hmm.
It won't be this. Tony, can you bring up the clock graphic?
And so when you start broadcasting the television
Full screen graphic.
stations, when
There
you
you
start, when you start, sending the television stations, I know earlier you had said, like, it's a hot mic, or no?
Yes, well, I did say before, are you asking, are we gonna always have a hot mic an hour before?
Exactly, like if
When they walk in the room,
start broadcasting to TV, is
Yes.
that when the mic is hot? Regardless, an hour before, 45 minutes before, 2 minutes?
No, I would say it's gonna be closer to, 30 minutes before. But an hour before, this screen will appear in the TV stations, and they'll be able to see the name of your conference, whatever it is, and the scheduled start time. I do recommend, and I'm gonna throw a lot of things out because I know we're showing,
Mhm.
so I apologize for talking about that. But we don't wanna get a reputation. Let me repeat this. We do not wanna get a reputation for being late start.
we don't.
Because the new.
We're
I
always
just
on
mentioned-
time.
I just mentioned, because the news directors.
Yeah,
will-
we start to the minute.
Okay, great. So when you watch that clock,
Mm-hmm.
what we'll do, obviously, your team will greet your internal customers.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they don't arrive too early, because if they arrive too early, they get nervous.
Well, we're gonna keep them in the other room.
Or you
They
can
won't
get-
walk in until we're ready to go.
Great. So, would we say that they can come in 5 minutes before?
No, minute. I give
Minutes?
them a minute, 2 minutes, minute to 2 minutes.
2.5, did you say 2.5 minutes?
A minute to 2 minutes.
Okay, good.
They're only coming in this room when we're ready to go.
Is it just one person at a time and we're
The
keeping-
whole crew will come
The
in.
whole crew, okay, fine.
Yes,
So let's say you bring them in 3 minutes before going on air?
fine.
Okay.
Is it gonna be hot at those 3 minutes?
I'm sorry?
Is it gonna be hot during those 3 minutes? Is this going to be hot?
Yes, we'll have it on.
Then I want them outside. They will not come in before that.
Okay, because you're concerned that even 3
They
minutes.
cannot help themselves, and I cannot have
Oh,
a
really?
hot
Okay,
mic
fine.
issue.
They're talking
Uh-uh.
like as they're playing it.
Correct.
Okay.
They know once they hit that door frame, they can't
The
say
mic will
anything.
be hot, that's
Right.
And so what they should do is, here's what we typically do. How many people would come in? 3 or 4 or 5? Okay, so they'll take their socially distanced chairs.
Yeah,
What I do can be something that you do. I can do it this Tuesday, or you can do it.
okay.
What I usually tell people is I'll come over here, you want to go pretend? that
Well,
you're
they're gonna
sitting-
wanna talk to me, I can tell you that
Okay,
much
fine.
right now.
So anything I say, you can decide that you want to say. Okay, no problem. So I recommend not just 1 minute before. 1 minute's a little tight. I would recommend, let's say, 3 minutes before. Because by the time they walk in, they sit down, it'll be 2 minutes. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's press conference. I'm Bruce Arditi. I'm your floor manager. It is my job to get you on the air and off the air as quickly as possible and as comfortably as possible. I would like to remind everyone that now is the time, if you haven't done it already, to please turn off or mute your phones and your iWatches and any other computers that you may have tied in to your cell phones so that no device rings. Again, this is the time to turn off all devices. Just a little bit of background about this room. I don't want you to be nervous, but this room is connected to television stations all over the country and currently reaches 2.9 billion television viewers. So I don't want you to be nervous. I won't say that. I'm just kidding. No, I won't say that. I won't. Okay, I won't say that. So what I'd like you to do is notice that it is currently 1 minute, or 1 minute, the time is 1 hour and 58 minutes. It's 1:58 currently. Let me start that over. It's 1:58 currently. This press conference will promptly start exactly at 2 p.m. So I would like our first speaker to please come into position. And at that point in time, we will, obviously, the mic will not be hot to broadcast. It'll just be hot within our room here. And so Tony and other team members will be hearing us upstairs, but they will know that we're not on air yet because the press conference has not officially started.
How do they know that we are on? What if we do need to delay? What if something happens? What if someone faints and we can't go on air? How will they know not to stream?
How will they know not to go on air?
Yeah, how will they know not to stream like social media that's been set up? Or how will they know not to go on air?
That's a good question that I'd rather not answer right now. We're going on air. You're going on air. Everything is pointed towards that. All systems are running. If we need to develop some kind of plan B, where you say the supervisor is running 15 minutes late or something like that, stuff happens and I get that. Our job is to support you. So we would what we would do is change the graphic, to please stand by. Or something like that. We would have a please stand by graphic. If you say, Bruce, we have to push the press conference back an hour, we'll do that. Do we want to do that? You don't want to do that. Because again, then you pick off the distractors.
It doesn't happen often, but it's like,
Right.
it's better that we know that we discussed it and at least have it somewhere in the back of our minds, like, this is,
Yeah.
if we can do this. instead
Right.
of
Yeah, it's not,
And hello, I didn't know we were gonna do any of this until this year, like, we didn't know we were
Yeah.
gonna do Independence Day.
right. No, I get you. So, we will, and then once we give people the 1 minute warning, this is an alert. Again, we always try to be courteous. I just want everyone to know that in 1 minute, we're going to go live. This broadcast press conference will begin momentarily. Again, we thank everyone for coming. We do ask at this time for absolute silence so we can activate our microphones. Our microphones will be activated, so from this moment forward, we ask everyone not to talk. And the broadcast will begin in approximately 55 seconds. And then at that juncture, that's the last communication with with our talent, with the supervisor or whoever. I will usually direct people also to say, please notice the happy face on the back wall. You do not have to stare at that happy face, but anywhere in that general direction should be where you're looking. There's no reason to look off to the right. There's no reason to look off to the left. What you want to do is keep your vision on the back wall that has the clock and has the happy face and the words, look here. Again, anywhere on that back wall is fine. You don't have to be super focused on that sign. Otherwise, the floor manager, I'm not this.
So then, after he intros them and sets them up and puts people in line,
Right.
does she then count them down and tell them when to
Right,
start?
the
So
floor
the
manager
person who does
will
it.
generally, our plan in the scope of work, we don't have a floor manager. So what I wanted to do is have a floor manager here for 6 press conference, plus myself. So if you guys are completely, after you do 6 or 8 press conferences in this room, you're gonna be like, okay, Bruce, we got it.
goal is to also Bruce on how.
Okay, so we could even have a special session with donuts and croissants. I'll bring in the board office, we'll do a little tour or whatever, kind of go over the process. Okay, that's,
So,
yeah,
okay, so we've got the right before, we've got the going live,
okay,
we're pretty much going live.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So understood, there's plan B that we'll discuss
Right,
after
right,
that. So when we have this, we are gonna be calling into the press conference.
right, the
Do
AT&T,
that,
we want to do that way before.
so the only, so I'm letting you know, they only
Yes.
give them instructions and everything, but the thing is, people hear, right?
People,
So if you're already streaming, right, to some news, to the news stations, people would be able to hear that, correct? I just want to confirm.
sure, Tony, here's the question. When when Molly and Sophia call in on the touchscreen phone system, and they call the AT&T conference service, they want to be able to hear the audio in room 169, but of course they don't want to question. We only want you to take the audio 30 seconds before. They want to be able to have the mic hot in the room, but not hot being distributed to various streams, such as social media streams, or the Granicus stream, or even the broadcast.
We're doing in this room. until we go live. Does that make sense?
Well, I was hearing the first, and the first time I did hear you guys, I heard, but from a distance, and then I heard my name.
Oh yeah.
So I
'cause they
was
walked all
hearing
the way
background
over
noise, so I'm
to
not
the
sure.
phone keypad, which is on the other side of the wall.
Okay, so I was hearing, so I don't know if you guys want to test the mute function or you already did, but I
Yeah,
did hear
yeah.
background noise up until the point.
Oh, now I can't hear you. I think Tony turned your voice down, or there's music. I don't know what's going on.
So can you hear me? Testing,
can.
testing,
Now I can.
testing.
Now I can. I can hear you.
I am here, and I can still hear you guys.
Phone and press room. That's it. And then we'll have a, we'll have. Okay, so Tony, we have our shot. We've got another few minutes. So you're thinking of bringing people in a little early. That's good. You want the floor manager, or would you prefer to, okay, our goal is just to provide that for a few weeks until we go.
We might not need the floor manager for more than just a couple, but for the first one, definitely. Yeah.
Until you guys say, look, you guys are good to go now. So, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad we talked about that though, because I mean, you know, that's when I talk process, right? And I know Alvaro had reached out to me via email, and he was saying, you know, what is it that you do in advance of getting ready for a press conference?
Right.
And so, you know, I was kind of telling him, you know, this is the timing, this is what we do, and this is what we do in advance. This is what we do the night before, you know, the week before, the few days before, the night before, the day of, et cetera, et cetera. So hopefully this works out, and I'm gonna have to send him updated Facebook information so that we can test that.
And keep in mind, you know, that this is a work in progress.
Mm-hmm,
We've
mm-hmm.
got this thing set up. We have the following day, I believe, or the next day, I'm not sure when, we have a feedback, I call it feedback phone call.
Correct.
This is, well, you know, it's a, we want to make.
Are they all gonna talk?
You know how long they'll talk to you? Or is it enough? It's all about COVID.
The average is like 7.
It's all about COVID, and it is a health department is our graphic. Tony, can you take off the opening full screen? Oh, here we go, 2:59, press conference. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, the press conference begins in 50 seconds, and then we have just started, and here we have our, and it starts. So
we can get from you guys for next week is this sizing of PowerPoint presentation. And give you the best practice. And then we need to logistically talk through with the timing of it. Is there a way of us manually telling them before the slide?
that's
If
the
we're doing
one,
a presentation for that, and that condition picture?
there's only, the only control we have that's not a last minute. Here, let me show you what we can do. Tony, can you take the Orange County bug in the upper left on and off at the time? Yes. Oh, seal, sorry. Bring it back. We could easily do that. Easily do that with a touch of the button. You take the NTT news sticker on and off, or off and on. We can just eliminate it entirely. If you say, you know, today we're not doing it, you can bring the NTT news sticker back. I just want to confirm this is a healthcare agency. Okay. We have special, Jacqueline, I'm just confirming that you emailed Molly and Anna Sophia the instructions?
I did.
Okay, great. So you guys are going to find.
Anna Sophia even responded saying thank you. So yes.
Specialized instructions of how to compare and give us. It's not that complicated. Once you go through it.
Got a straight talk, so the question I have is this on the PowerPoint presentation? Can I forward that? Can I have the time to talk
Okay, no, it's on a, you have no control over the slideshow, except how many seconds it sits on.
Okay.
So if we have, and that's not an easy adjustment, it requires computer programming. So if you ultimately, after this coming week, you go, you know what, Bruce, your slides are rotated at 10-second
So I may
intervals.
just need to have a link on. Oh, here's the other question.
Yeah, so we can always change it to 6 seconds or make it 15.
You know what? The agenda that you have on the spot, on the website, on for our board.
Yes.
You put hyperlinks in the right?
Yes.
Down the back. When you do that for press conferences where I have hyperlinks put on the side, that bounces so people can see the piece. So it's a hyperlink, just
And where are the hyperlinks here?
choose like page page.
I mean, where would you want us to put that?
If we're doing it in a Francis store, and that,
Oh, yes, on the right side of the video. Yes, you can have links there that take people anywhere you want. You could have multiple, it could be a whole, it could be a link festival.
That's what we're going to do.
And then you just create
And then
that,
I just have one static slide that says more information. So that
and that could just be your standard slide that's always there.
well, for this particular press conference, we're
Oh,
going to talk about.
but you know what, save it, and have it be super public and public. Would be, right? Well, this way it.
And the YouTube, we did YouTube component, we
So
can
we
have
can,
a link
for
for Facebook.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, so
So that's all set. We have the free call.
I think we've been very productive, I hope you guys feel so.
Yeah.
Okay,
They're trying to go ways around all this.
yeah, but you know that for Tuesday, on Monday sometime, earlier than later,
We have to get you anything.
you need to give us the PowerPoint slides as per the
I
instructions.
think for Tuesday, we can get rid of the scrolling completely. For Tuesday, we wouldn't need it.
At the bottom?
At the bottom, yeah.
Okay.
Scroller we wouldn't need for
No
Tuesday,
scrolling,
everything else.
everything else. Okay, we're gonna take the floor as these are our final marks as of today, so we won't be making any changes on Monday, Tuesday. We will relight the room based on where the flag currently is. And, I'm glad that we're this far. and
Yes.
We will continue each week to adjust,
Well, I'll touch
moving
base on
forward.
Monday, I wanna please call Alvaro, I'm off tomorrow, but I'll touch base on Monday to make sure that Facebook is working,
Okay.
because I'd like to test that.
Our team is here starting at probably 8 o'clock on Monday. So, you have one cell phone?
I don't have it in the.
Okay,
You
yeah.
want to put in your phone?
I'm gonna run upstairs. So I can.
Oh, yeah,
All
I'll be
right,
right there.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So are we done?
Yes, I'm just giving my cell phone.
Okay.
And I'll be with you in 1 second. 433. We're gonna be giving you a special, email address, we're gonna be giving you, we already got all the goodies, right?
Yeah.
All right, here we got more goodies.
So much Bruce, okay.
We got more goodies to.
All of our input,
No, we have, we're good. No, the lighting is,
I was like,
these
this
are,
is fancy.
but they're only worth 3 cents. Okay,
Right,
so
it looks
you'll,
fantastic, and
very
I
good.
will touch base on Monday.
now, and you'll be giving us the PowerPoint, but
Everything that we would
there's no
need.
NTT ticker at the bottom.
Correct, no ticker.
If you decided there was even one sentence, the document, the instructions are super.
Okay, and then obviously I'll follow the participation. I'm definitely already thinking I need them up for longer, because when I created ours for the screen.
We're talking about the
it was
slideshow?
Slideshow.
You mean instead of being currently 10 seconds, maybe you'll make it 15 seconds?
Probably 30 seconds.
30 seconds,
A lot
that's
of people,
fine.
they need to see something to
If you-
catch it.
If you want that done for next Tuesday, give me that direction today. You send me an
Let
email.
me, I was about to say, it's probably gonna be 30 seconds, 10 seconds.
You're sure?
Yeah,
That's fine.
for what we put on the slides, it's
Okay.
things that people need to catch and test.
Got it. So if that, do you mind sending me a confirming
Yep,
email about that?
absolutely, for the stickers,
It's a
for the
computer programming
PowerPoint,
thing.
and I don't even know what slides I have yet, so I still.
No problem, it's whatever slides you're gonna use, that's what we're gonna use.
Alright.
All right, thanks a million.
Thanks, Bruce,
You
have a
bet.
good day, bye, Jacqueline.
Bye.
Anna
Have a good
Sophia
one.
says goodbye. Okay, thank you.
I heard her. Thank you so much.
All right, Tony, you can come downstairs now. Thank you. You can just leave this shot on the screen, on the confidence monitor. I'm hearing music, some Christmas music from somewhere.
That's me.
Oh, okay. Wow, I'm going, whoa, our wires are crossed. Tony, we're going to do a little relighting, and we're going to mark up the floors a little bit with some new marks.